The top 30 strongest One Piece characters in the current story. Stick around till the end because the top 5 especially is not what you think it's going to be. Real quick, I want to hand out 5 honorable mentions, so technically a top 35, but these 5 are kind of unordered. First up, we got Jinbei, former warlord, talked in the same vein as the legendary Fisher Tiger. Defended him and Luffy, sorta, versus Akainu at Marineford, defeated Who's Who was probably the strongest of the 𝕝𝕚𝕓𝕚𝕚. Good stuff to Jinbei. Next up, we got Magellan, who is underrated for what he did in Impel Down. At the end of the day, was a fat L taken straight to his face? Yeah, but he shouldn't have. Blackbeard and Luffy just got lucky. Also, I think he learned his lesson and got way stronger over the time skip. We also got Queen in the HMs. Overall, I was unimpressed with his Wano performance, but still probably on the upper echelon of Yonko commanders. Yamato's also here. I think that even though Kaido says he was fighting to the death, I still think he was going pretty easy on Yamato. Still, OP fruit plus Conqueror's Haki, so you can't knock that. Finally, we got Lucky Roo, who honestly will probably be higher once we actually see things happen with him. Besides, sneaking up and shooting a mountain bandit in chapter 1. Anywho, I'm going to lowball it here for now. Alright, for number 30, we got Boa Hancock, which you think would be a lowball, and it probably is, but wait till you see some of these choices later. Anywho, all 3 forms of Haki, huge underrated bounty, and I'll go more into bounties later, and OP devil fruit powers. Or is it? We know Luffy's invulnerable, but if we're being honest with ourselves, there's gotta be more than one person in the One Piece world that isn't lusting after Hancock. A Vice Admiral, Momonga, was able to contain himself, so I'm sure there are many other people who are basically immune to her powers through one way or another. Number 29 is Charlotte Katakuri. Now stick with me, don't click away. I know everyone's a huge Katakuri fan, but you gotta hear me out. He lost to Gear 4th Luffy. Yes, I recognize the skewer incident, but his defining OP ability, Future Sight, pretty much got immediately nerfed once he found out that other people had to. Luffy was able to unlock it pretty much instantly, and Katakuri had a weak hustle in trying to prevent that from happening. Number 28, Crocodile. I know, don't hate me just yet, but hear me out. 2 billion berry bounty, and that's counting the cross-guild tax. Crocodile is a hustler. Obviously, there are some people, Buggy, whose bounties don't match up to their 2 strength, but Crocodile put the work in ever since getting whooped way back in Alabasta. In SBS Volume 36, Oda said that Crocodile's bounty would be at least double the original 81 million. 162 million is nothing at this point. To get up to just shy of 2 billion is near Luffy levels of improvement since then. Don't forget, he once fought and is now teaming with Mihawk, a character that people aren't afraid to put in the top 5 or even number 1. Expect to be less surprised at this placement as time goes on. Number 27 is King the Wildfire. Got a little disrespected after taking the L to Zoro, but great durability, great devil fruit, Lunarian, lots of good stuff going for King. Number 26 is Silver's Rayleigh, who will sadly go down as time goes on. Yes, before the time skip he was sparring pretty well with Kizaru, and he scared away post-time skip Blackbeard, but even he admitted that he would have lost there. Still, can't disrespect the Dark King too much. For number 25, we got Edward Weevil, another one of those characters that we haven't seen pretty much anything from yet, but he's sure to make waves in the final saga. There's been a lot of speculation that Weevil is going to defeat Marco, which would make sense for the story, but for now, I feel fine with 25. Number 24 is Zoro. This may come as a shocker, especially with the new advancements with Enma and Conqueror's Haki. There's a lot of level up going on with Zoro right now, and this is the lowest we'll ever see him. Number 23 is Sanji. I mostly put him directly above Zoro to piss off the fanboys, but Sanji does have things going for him. The new bone fixing ability makes his regen abilities leagues above Zoro's, and he's also got great things coming up for him very soon. For one, due to his royal Vinsmoke lineage, he's gotta have Conqueror's Haki. Also, I refuse to believe that with all the buildup that's been going on, we're not gonna see any more of the raid suit. It's gotta come back. Number 22, we have Eustace Captain Kid. Now don't get me wrong, I think Kid is very strong. Don't forget that Big Mom, one known to tank hits, told Kaido to dodge Kid's attack. The only other time she did that was when Zoro did the slice that cut the horn off Onigashima. However, I wouldn't put him anywhere near Luffy or Law's level. For one, he got passed around the New World, taking L's to all of the Emperors, and even Charlotte Cracker. Also, you know that he couldn't have taken on Big Mom all by himself. To be fair, Law couldn't have either, but it would have been way easier with the Appi Appi no Mi. However, Kid is not done with the story. He's got stuff going on in Elbaf soon, so I'm sure he'll move up. Number 21, we got Marco. Marco will definitely move down soon, but do not underestimate this man. Only 2 years ago, he was kicking it with the very best. Of course, 2 L's to Blackbeard later, and we'll get to Blackbeard later. He's not the same Yonko commander he once was, but he still could defend King and Queen at the same time with ease. He'll get weaker after a likely loss of Weeble, but we'll see. Number 20 is going to Aramaki, better known as Ryokugyu. I know he's gotta pull out something soon, but so far he's just been taking L's, man. Still, OP fruit plus an admiral out of nowhere in 2 years, so you know we'll see something more impressive soon. At number 19, we got Shiki. Forget everything you saw in Strong World and focus on the canon, which is Chapter 0. Shiki canonically is a member of the Rocks Pirates, is the only person to break out at 𝕝𝕚𝕓𝕚 before Luffy, took down half of Marineford, and had to be stopped by Garp and Sengoku, was most likely one of the 4 emperors during the age of Prime Roger and Whitebeard, and being a man known for his playing ability, has been hiding for 20 years, planning something big for now in the story. So I'm excited to see more Shiki. Number 18 is going to Fujitora, which may seem like a low ball, but there are just that many people up ahead. Anyway, hacks Devil Fruit, insane observation hockey, we'll definitely be seeing more from him later. At number 17, I got the former Fleet Admiral of the Navy, Kong. Like previous characters, we don't know that much about him, but we know that he was Fleet Admiral over Garp and Roger's era. Seems to be taking getting older much better than Sengoku. Therefore, I feel that 17 is a safe play. Number 16 is the is that right? Handman of Blackbeard, Shiryu of the Rain. I think he's going to take down Mihawk in the future, and it's not hard to see why. OP Devil Fruit combined with his sword skills, plus tons of experience in 𝕝𝕚𝕓𝕚. Can't wait to see more of this guy, he's ruthless. Number 15, we have the Fleet Admiral, Sengoku. I stand by what I said, Kong is definitely aging better. However, it's not like Sengoku's powers evaporated over the time skip. Bro is still a tank. Due to Gear 5, we're starting to learn how insane Zoan fruits can be, and besides Chopper, having a variation of the human fruit seems to be a good indicator of high strength. Number 14 is Trafalgar D. Water Law. When Luffy becomes the Pirate King, I've heard this elsewhere, Law is going to be the Whitebeard of the new generation, which make kid like the Chinjiao. What more needs to be said for Law? Top 5 Devil Fruit, easy, partially defeated Yonko, you know. I don't think strength-wise he's Yonko level yet, but that could also be because he has one of the trashiest crews. But he's close. Number 13 is the strongest Yonko commander in my opinion, 𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. 𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚 is Zoro if Shanks was Luffy, you know? They're pretty close, it seems like, in terms of skill. All I'm saying is, Kizaru was BMing Marco during Marineford, but put the hands up when 𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚 pulled up. That's gotta be a pretty clear indicator of his strength. At number 12, we got what is, I believe, the strongest Marine ever, Garp the Fist. Of course, he's not the strongest right now, and he'll probably lose to Blackbeard, but still, Garp can beat almost anyone in my opinion. Bro wasn't even trying in Marineford. He's still kicking very well in his old age. Barely missing out of the top 10 is Flame Emperor Sabo. Bro is pulling a modern day Shiki, taking on all the Marines. Only Sabo made it out on top. He's got a Logia that can counter green bulls. That's only what we've seen so far, which is just gotta be at the tip of the iceberg. At 10th place, we got Kuzan. Just because he took the L to Akainu, people forget that it was a 10-day battle. He was Sengoku's pick for Fleet Admiral, which I'm sure was partly biased, but it also had partly be because of his powers. All I'm saying is, if Akainu's Devil Fruit didn't hard counter Kuzan's, the One Piece world might have been looking a lot different. Number 9 goes to Monkey D. Luffy. Don't get me wrong, Luffy will be first, no doubt, by the end of the series. But there's too many islands right now for Luffy to be top 5. Speaking of which, Borsalino comes in at 8th. But not gonna lie, that's the story's fault. If Luffy wasn't the main character, Kizaru would be top 3 free. I stand by that. Still think he'll beat Luffy, but story-wise, he doesn't have enough drive to be the end-level threat to the Straw Hat crew. Coming in at number 7, we got Dragon. I feel like he must be stronger than Luffy, at least until they meet again. That's just how the trope works. Of course, we don't know that much, but the world's most wanted man, hope to see stuff from him soon. Coming in at number 6, we have the highest-ranking Marine, John Giant. Just look at that chin, dude. Nah, just kidding, it's Sakazuki. The last hope of the Marines. Honestly, everyone, even people ahead of him, should have good reason to be afraid of this guy. It's probably impossible to fight modern Akainu and come out unscathed. Number 5 is Marshal DTH Blackbeard, who should and I think will be number 1 when everyone reaches Laugh Tale. 2 top 10 Devil Fruits is only really being held back by his perceived limited short-term stamina right now. Still has work to do to get that top spot. 4 is a hot take, but I'm putting Shanks. Listen. Can I really put him at number 1 when he's clearly hard countered by Lord of the Coast? All jokes aside, Shanks has some things to prove to us if he wants to get number 1. Yes, he stopped the war from not only Blackbeard but Kaido the day before it happened, and he can paralyze Green Bull with fear from another zip code. I'll explain why he's not number 1 when I get to number 1 though. It all makes sense then, just keep watching the video. For number 3, we got Big Mom, who's still kicking, I think. Anywho, I think we're still going to see plenty of Lin, probably an Elbaf. Such a tank, and just like Kaido was super nerfed in the fight versus Kid in Law. And now, for number 2 and number 1, I have a tie between Kaido and Dracula Mihawk. First, I'll start with Kaido and get to the messy part afterwards. Kaido was severely nerfed during the fight on Onigashima. Severely nerfed. Was being attacked by like 20 characters in the top 100 and was screwing around until like what, the last 5 minutes? Land, sea, or air, always bet on Kaido. He probably was not lying when he said that only Joy Boy could defeat him. But I think it's a definite tie with Mihawk. Now, I honestly wasn't a Mihawk believer until I started reading the comments sections on other top 30 videos. And now I think there are a barrage of reasons why Mihawk is truly up there, and thus why Shanks can't be the strongest. The most important fact is Oda has confirmed that Shanks is a strict swordsman. He fights with a sword, which also means he's confirmed to not be the strongest swordsman because Mihawk is. Plus, one of the 2 black blade wielders known in the series right now, and he's waiting for someone stronger than Shanks to challenge. As he said previously, he doesn't want to challenge one-armed has-beens. Like and subscribe, dude. Let me know how much you hated my list in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.